And hi everyone.
Hi,
Hi.
James.
This
Sorry,
is BeerThralls.
let's take turns.
Oh, okay. Hi everyone.
Hi, James.
Hi.
This is BeerThralls presents the Beer Protocol. I'm James, and I'm drinking water because I have the disease that shall not be named.
That's a shitty name for a disease. How
Consumption?
are we supposed to track it?
It starts with a C.
Tuberculosis?
It starts with a C and ends with
Consumption?
All right.
Chicken coughs?
I hate you. Who are you?
Me? I'm Matt. I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper in Malibu.
Out of a giant horn.
Nice. This is Jacob. I am returned.
Returned!
I watched it. Y'all are in so much trouble without me. So I bought a sample pack inside a paper bag. It just said stargazing. This is a bottle inside of it. Belosa ginger lemon hard kombucha.
Oh my god, that sounds
Ew.
hideous.
Warning, contains alcohol.
That sounds awful.
Please taste it. Please taste it for us. Oh, that look.
No, that's a look of I don't know.
You want to pause and get something else?
It's neutral. It's neutral.
Uh-huh.
It tastes like a cider, a ginger lemon cider.
Oh,
right.
you know, that would make sense. Kombucha's made out of black tea, so.
Gentlemen, tink.
Clink.
Tank.
All right, let's talk about the 80s hardcore metal album cover.
You mean the bottle that I can't wait to buy so I can turn it into heavy metal?
Oh my god.
Welcome to Malekith, the Accursed. He has 4 physical, 4 energy, 4 mystic defenses, 10 health, 7 power, threat, thank you. Height of 4 and medium move. He's got the Blade of Midnight. It is energy, range to 7 dice, builder, with Pierce on a Wild. He's got Blood Boil, which is a Mystic Beam for 5 dice builder. This one gets 1 power and has Poison on a Wild. He's got the Butcher of Thors, which is range 3, 10 dice, 4 power spender. After this attack is resolved, this character gets to move within 1 of the target character, then has Dark Curse on a Wild. After this attack is resolved, for each wild in the attack, roll the oh, good lord, I can't read. I'm sorry. It's very dark in my office. For each wild in the attack roll, the defending character gains one of the following conditions: bleed, shock, slow, stun.
Okay.
Sorry.
So many things. 1, he is not the only size 4. Dormammu is size 5. Dormammu is still the biggest boy. 2, you're reading off a backlit monitor. How is the light in your office relevant?
Like, I didn't want to say anything.
Because
is your monitor a CRT?
I mean,
you know, because it actually affects my eyes. If it's not bright enough in my office, then the light coming off the screen is too much, and it basically gives me dyslexia, and it makes it hard to read.
Hey, Jake.
That's why you can look at my office.
Jake, it's like this. Man, the light in my office is so bad, I can't read anything. It's all blurry.
You can turn a light on. We'll wait.
No, the light is on. The bulbs suck. I need new ones.
All right.
We'll wait.
I don't have new ones. They're packed somewhere.
we got business to attend to. Go. Dark Council.
Are you done on the timeout?
Well, we will talk more about his attacks, but
go ahead.
The Dark Council. Affiliation, Cabal. When this character or an allied character dazes or KOs an enemy character, choose another non-dazed allied character. After the effect is resolved, the chosen character may remove 1 damage, may gain 1 power, and may advance short. A character can be affected by this leadership only once per round. He also has Ferocity, which is an action for 2 power. This character may immediately make a move action followed by a Blade of Midnight attack action. If the attack deals damage after the attack is resolved, this character may throw the target short. This can only be used once per turn. He also has Cloak of Shadows, X power. After this attack this character rolls attack, defense, or dodge dice before the resolve critical steps. It may spend any amount of power to use this superpower. For each power spent, choose one skull and treat it as a crit for the remainder of the attack. He's also got Conqueror of the 10 Realms, which is always on during the power phase. This character gains 1 additional power. Additionally, characters cannot modify their attack dice when targeting this character with attacks. He also has Flight and his immunity to Hex and Stun. The only thing I believe that changes on the back of his card is he drops to 8 health.
Okay,
All right.
so you said like 6 insanely powerful things in that rundown of his powers. So
Yeah,
just like off the top of my head,
Ugh.
one really limiting factor, because we've had this conversation internally for Dark Council, is how dare they release this after Black Order just got their new leadership with Corvus. It's the same thing, or it's almost the same thing. Why is this better? That
because
was
Atomic Mass Games just wants to make Black Order go bye-bye.
Listen, if he was riding a white tiger with bat wings, then yes, he'd be that cool. But he's
I
not.
can mod
so-
that model to do it. Thank you very much.
what I was going to say. The critical line. A character can be affected by this leadership only once per round, not per
Round.
turn.
Yes, but if you're killing or if you're KOing or dazing something like multiple times in a round, sure that's the limiting factor of it. I don't give a shit. Sure.
So, but hang on, because that brings up.
My biggest thing with this is, let's see, when this character or an allied character, so
Yes.
I can bring in other people outside of my
Yes.
affiliation.
Yes.
So now I have an entire fucking bench to choose from.
Yes.
It's Cabal.
I hope you like Black Order. So it's
Ooh,
also like
You can
weird
have him
circumstances.
and just bring all your other characters from Black Order, and there you go. You win.
I hate you.
So he's already expensive. So are you going to be building a super wide list with him? You can. You always can.
No, you're
But it's not as likely. You're probably going to be maybe 5 models for a roster that has Malekith. So that means if everyone can only benefit from it once per round, and it has to be another non-dazed allied character. So the reading says when this character or an allied choose another non-dazed allied character, you cannot give it to whoever did the KO or the dazing. So your target for who can do it is slightly limited. However, it's still extremely good. Is it a counter for Sam Spam? Probably not. Sam Spam gets a lot more use potentially, but it's health, its power, and its positioning, all of which are really strong. It's a neat leadership ability. It gives Cabal a new leader from out of deep left field. I did not predict he would be Cabal leader of all things. I thought we'd have
Sin.
maybe Sin will be fine. You take Sin with him.
No, poor
Yeah,
Sin.
but Sin's
Never using
never
her.
gonna be the leader.
Never the leader. Always the bridesmaid.
It's irrelevant. There's better options. So I'd like to talk about for how much threat this guy has. His defensive abilities are insane. He is difficult to take down.
Yes.
So 4
Tigers
defenses,
are tough.
4 defense across the board, no weak spots. You cannot modify your dice. And Cloak of Shadows is an insanely powerful defensive ability, and it's a good ability to just turn any skull for a 1-to-1 cost into a crit. That does explode because it's before resolve criticals.
Before resolve criticals.
That is difficult.
He is just a better Thanos. The only thing Thanos does over him is he has a direct way to push people and your enemies and yourself.
I don't know. Thanos is
rather
extremely powerful for that, though. I would not say he's just a better Thanos.
I would say he's a better Thanos. Honestly,
he's a different Thanos. Thanos has a lot more so the only problem I have with this insanely amazing character that's going to make me want to go back to Cabal, he doesn't have a lot of control. He is a beat stick He is a tank all rolled up in one, but he's not going to force things off points unless he just kills them. Like, that's how
James,
he's going to force things off points.
Ferocity, James.
James, I would like to heartily disagree with you because
Oh,
ferocity exists.
No, okay. He
So-
has
so-
he gets
one
a free
thing.
throw. It's
One
a
thing.
guaranteed throw.
Because I'm using my 7 dice range 2 fucking Pierce builder.
Also, don't forget he's a giant base with a medium move.
He has a beam 4. He has
Yeah.
a beam 4. Ferocity is nice. I'm doing a hell of a lot of other shit.
Unless
Okay.
you want to throw someone off
I mean,
off a point, then daze them most likely, and which then triggers
Actually,
the
hold on,
Dark
when there's a-
Council.
after the check resolves, so if they get dazed, you can't throw them.
Cool, they're dazed. You've
Then they're
accomplished your
dazed.
objectives.
Yeah. So,
If they're KO'd, you can't throw them either.
James, I need you to back up from the computer and just tell me, what do you want?
yeah, this has got by far one of the best models they've produced.
I wanted him in Criminal
You can't.
Syndicate.
James, they've basically given you cake and then put it an inch from your mouth. That's as close as you're going to get to eating it too.
Is this where you have like the pumpkin pie inside the cake, which is has like an ice cream center? Because this is amazing.
Guys, even just a beam 4 for cost 0 with 5 dice is actually
With
really
poison.
good.
With
With
poison.
The rest of the text is irrelevant. It's really good.
God, that's
The
fact is-
I have a question. On a beam, let's say I'm hitting multiple things, right? Each one of those is a separate attack. So each one of those would give me 1 power.
Read it again, because it says after each attack is resolved.
I know. I'm just making sure I read that right.
Is Malekith going to do Blood Boil into Butcher of Thors on just a bunch of turns back to back to back? Yeah, he is.
If you don't think I'm going to spend 2 to Ferocity, run up, hit somebody, throw them into line with somebody else, and then go, hey, cool, you and your friend, take a beam to the face.
So it's funny to me now that he
now realizes
about Ferocity.
You know what?
Now he's like, oh, you mean I get to move to all of my attacks without giving up an action to move?
Listen,
and
I edit this
reposition
shit.
people.
And
yeah, James, edit your own ignorance
Dude,
out of the
and
podcast.
he also has the you can't.
Well, and just
you
the
can't
fact that
modify attack dice when attacking him too.
Well, just the amount of power he's going to produce. He could do all of his shit and play his tactic cards.
Right.
He's guaranteed 2 a turn.
All right. So here's
go
a question. Here's a question I have. You're definitely running Cabal. Okay.
Sure.
You've got Red Skull in there. You're never going to use Red Skull. I mean, you're not going to use Red Skull's leadership ever again. Actually, would you use Red Skull's leadership with him? Because I still might bring him with Red Skull's leadership.
If I'm being completely honest, so Ferocity and Cloak of Shadows especially, like Butcher of Thors is very good. Hits like a truck. Don't forget, it's range 3, and he gets to place within 1 of the target with his gigantic base. That's a cross-the-board teleport baked into his spender that he does not need to roll any specific dice for. It's just part of the spender. It is a giant teleport. That's terrifying. However, Cloak of Shadows is such a dice mitigation ability that I could see a lot of people looking at his 2 very good 0-cost attacks and just being, I'm good with these. Like, I'm just going to throw 7 dice. Again, my basic builder has Pierce and does as much damage as a lot of people's spenders.
Jake, Red Skull is a 4
threat
character.
Who can take a gem if you want.
And I'm not going to take a gem with him. But at 11 points,
see.
At 11 points, I am thinking I want to bring Red Skull with his leadership. Possibly new Red Skull, whatever, depending his leadership is.
It will be for Hydra and not Cabal, but go on.
Can you imagine? Just now, you get 2 power at the beginning. He does Ferocity, runs up, hits somebody with Blade of Midnight, gets power equal to the
damage
attack,
+1.
plus 1 more power because he's got Red Skull,
Mm-hmm.
Blood Boil, now getting 2 power
If you
And
damage, but yes.
if you damage, and then sitting on all that power for Cloak of Shadows.
Thank you, James. You went a very long road, winding to get to what
Uh-huh.
I was just about to say.
cool. And you don't need Red Skull to do that.
I mean,
He's already that +1. I'd rather spend my 4 points someplace else so I can start throwing out Dark Council.
but
Yeah.
still,
I'd,
Red
I'd
Skull.
rather put Sabretooth in there.
I mean,
So now I have an extremely
Mm.
aggressive. I'm just using the first one that popped in my head, but he's got a hyper aggressive. Like just for example, hyper aggressive. Now you have 2 fucking huge beaters down the field. Which one you got to deal with? Because if you don't deal with one, the other one's gonna murder you.
God, I really want to bring
honestly,
just a bunch of stuff that gives Incinerate to characters and just
you
have
might
him
have
run into the middle and just be like, I'm just gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
it's such a massive flex that this giant lion man, tiger man, sorry, has immunity to Hex, which would have turned off of his crits and mitigated Cloak of
Mhm.
Shadows.
Mhm.
Like that, by far, would have been one of the best ways to try to temper him a little bit and hold him back.
Oh,
Now
and stun. That the only other way to temper him.
still
You could.
stun not
Mm.
as much since Blood Boil, his main, it would have slowed him down. Absolutely, Poison could still slow him down. It'll at least take away his extra passive power generation for Conqueror of the Ten Realms.
Oh,
Incinerate,
Stagger.
I'll just but that stops everybody.
yeah. Other than just the generically good status ailments, like if you're gonna throw Thor at him, even though he literally has an ability called Butcher of Thors, Shock is not bad. Like Shock will take some of the sting off of his attacks. Like honestly,
Some.
I think the reason we don't see Shock applied much more generally is the fact there aren't that many things that apply it.
Hey Jake, he's got cards.
He does. Let's talk about his
Oh
card.
yeah. What bullshit extra does he bring?
They're I'm sorry, I'll
I
tell you in
haven't even
advance.
looked at it.
I'll tell you in advance, they're both bullshit and they're both extra. Like they're
Okay.
both almost auto includes. This is by
Uh,
far one of the most
I
powerful models Atomic Mass Games has released in the 2 years this game has been out.
I'm
so
so upset that he's not like. I don't like the model. I know it's hardcore. I don't like the model. I don't like Malekith. But
I
now
don't give 2 shits who Malekith is in the comics.
now I'm just like, fuck. This is like a Hawkeye to me. I'm like, oh yeah, it's Malekith. I didn't really like
Except
him in the
it's
comics.
unquestionably good.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. The Black Bifrost. During the power phase, so at the start of the round, I would assume you can get your power for turn and then play this. You don't have to play this before getting your power for turn.
Well,
It's
it
during the
happens at
power
the same
phase.
time,
Yeah.
so it's your choice.
Yep. Malekith the Accursed can spend 3 power to play this card. Place a Black Bifrost token within 1 of Malekith, then place another one within 5 of Malekith. Once per turn, during a character's activation while within 1 of a Black Bifrost token, they can suffer 1 damage to be placed within range 1 of another Black Bifrost token.
Oh no, I'm not doing that turn 1 or
Ha-
anything.
how
That
long? How long does that last?
Forever.
It's just one turn, right?
Yeah,
It's just one round.
no,
No, no, no,
it
no, no.
doesn't say. It's there
You,
for the
you,
game.
you spend, put them out, and then they're there forever.
Motherfucker.
And
So,
and Malekith is
so round
guaranteed
2, yeah.
guaranteed to be within range of one of them because of how the card works. Don't forget, Malekith base is huge. Like you,
No, just the way the card works. I literally spend the power,
yeah.
suffer the damage, turn 2, I'm in your fucking backfield. Deal with
this
it.
this
Remember
is
when they errata down and reduced the power of the Defender's teleportation card
Mhm.
to the point where only Defenders can take it, and you can't play it with Strange in Convocation? This is just Malekith. Oh, sorry, it is Cabal restricted.
Oh no.
Oh no. So still
It's
only Malekith, who's going to be running Cabal, is going to use it.
this is insanely good. This is the kind of good where I do like that any character can do it. The fact that you take damage to teleport instead of having to pay power opens this up to just insane amounts of exploitation of crises scenarios.
Oh no,
It's
I'm
not
going to have 9 health.
it's
Like
not
this
part of
is
your move. Literally, I can teleport Carnage across the universe and Carnage could just be like, "All right, I'm already here, so I'm just going to fuck you up."
Yeah.
yeah. No, yeah, I'm sure someone is going to come up with a round 1, turn 1 play with this that's going to bust certain scenarios open.
You could
Oh
take two.
God,
You could take
yes.
2 hammers in the first turn.
Yeah.
On the other side of the board.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you are potentially putting whoever did that exposed to everything your opponent can do.
No.
I mean, unless you're Malekith, then he's just not going to give a fuck.
It costs 3 power, right?
It costs 3 power. So, actually, that
he
right
can't-
there is
he
enough
can't.
reason you
He can't
cannot
do it
do it
first
round
turn.
1. Good catch. Good catch. Because Malekith will only have 2 power and cannot
Correct.
afford.
Yep. And you
That's
can't
fair.
play
Okay.
cards during power phase, so.
Oh, no, you can round 1.
Yeah, but there's nothing in power phase that lets you transfer power to other people. So
Correct.
that's out.
Okay. Disregard all of our. Okay, most of our fear mongering is still valid
Still.
because this is huge.
Oh, we're
But
just going
it
to
will
do it
not-
on round 2.
Yeah.
And it's going to be that much worse.
This is one of those absolutely part of people's unpacking is going to be
Oh my
playing with this
God.
card in mind.
Hey, don't worry though. You'll know exactly where it is, so you'll be fine.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
do
make
wonder
it any
how-
better.
I do wonder how big the Black Bifrost token is. I'm assuming it's the same crises size as everything else. It's just-
One base size.
Okay. His second card, Midnight Phantasmagoria. This
that
is
sounds great.
unaffiliated, only for Malekith. So if you do take Malekith to splash somewhere, you absolute mad lad, you can still play this. During his activation, Malekith can spend 3 to play this card. Push all enemy characters within 3 of Malekith the Accursed away short. Remove 1 damage from Malekith for every character pushed this way. James, what were you saying about he doesn't have control options?
I'm taking him to Criminal Syndicate.
They said away, not directly away, right?
They did say away, so you would do.
So I can literally just set it all up for a beam.
Yep.
I will say there is no directly away in Crisis Protocol. You take the stick, one of the movement sticks, bend it for the corner, and then that determines the angles you can push.
Yeah.
That's always been the case.
Oh, true. I'm just
So there's still
picturing the bullshit in my
Still,
head.
you can still
So I
slide
can
this
lay
one, this
this
one, this
down,
one, this way.
heal
hit
up,
beam.
Yeah.
then hit a ball with the beam, and then just fuck everything up. Okay,
Yeah.
just
And you still get to choose the order you push them. So there's nothing
Yep.
saying you can't push them into each other so they don't go the full distance. And they're in
Yeah.
a nice line.
Yeah.
You put the shooting template and
Yeah.
I would be also just like, cool, my base size is huge. Everything within range 3 of Malekith is going to be half the table.
I mean,
Yeah.
that too.
So if Malekith wants to clear not 1, but 2 different
Holy God, he can clear 2 points.
secure
Yeah,
crises objectives,
yeah. Just stay in the middle, James.
Oh, I'm taking him with Criminal Syndicate. Now he counts as 2 people. Oh God, please.
No, but you
Um,
can't clear 2 points if he's standing on 1.
I'd have to get some tape and measure on the table. His base might be big enough that he might be able to sit on 1 and just clip, like
Yep.
depending on where people are standing, parts
Yeah,
of a
but-
side objective.
No, that's all right. Fair. You're moving short, so yeah.
So it's both of these tactic cards are incredible. Malekith is an incredible model.
Yeah,
I-
he's the new. Welcome to the new Juggernaut, everyone.
We don't need to talk about. Oh my God,
Plan
playing
for
with
it.
the Juggernaut.
So
We
the
don't need to
biggest
talk about
reason
what he does. He just does.
he just is, yo. He has an attack of every type, so he can.
Yeah,
Generally
matter what.
speaking, not that many people are weak against physical. I mean, convocation, but they usually have some kind of gimmick to help with that. So his spender being physical is nice, but if you're trying to hit someone's weak spot, as often as not, that won't come up. The fact that he has 2 a cost 0 energy and mystic will absolutely come up, and they're both
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's going to be able to poke holes at people's bad defenses. He has no bad defenses. Maybe if you can with a tactic card, find a way to cleanse him. So get rid of any negative status ailments your opponent throws down on him. I'd have to look how to do that offhand. I don't remember if there's a tactic card for it.
Why? I mean, just. Oh no, wait, no, that's only blade. Never mind. Ignore I said anything.
So that might be something to keep in mind in your back pocket, because especially with his health pool and with his defenses, with his no modification, and with Cloak of Shadows, all working together for a synergistic defensive shell, he may go the distance and last quite a while if your opponent does not focus fire him, and if they're unlucky, even if your opponent focus fires him.
Yeah, because he's still got 10 health. You still have to eat through that.
It's one of those things where if I see a skull and I have power, I am spending for Cloak of Shadows. Like,
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
not even a question, because turning that into a success in almost every scenario is going to
better.
be beneficial to me. If it prevents a damage, I mean, we already say for Juggernaut, automatically spend to prevent damage. Don't even think about it.
Yeah, don't even think about this. Same thing. I mean, you're gonna get
Yeah.
it back.
Eventually.
I know, seriously.
No.
Next turn,
Because you
the
could
next
use it on your
round.
no, because you could use it on your attack rolls. So all your
Yeah.
just fucking use it on Blade of Midnight.
It's really
instantaneous. It's back.
yeah. It's also worth noting that friggin' Cloak of Shadows is his only reactive power, so you have nothing else to spend on
Mhm.
when it's not your turn.
He's who would you run with him?
He doesn't need a team. Let's be real.
No, he needs a team.
I mean, I'm
finding
support characters.
what's more durable than Malekith with someone who can shield guard for him.
Yeah.
Oh God, Quay is just like, why am I here? It's like,
I mean, you could go that route. We talked about you guys talked about Scourge last week.
yep, Scourge.
Scourge also has a big hardy dice pool. Would love some health recovery and extra power, and he can bodyguard with the best by just getting in someone's face. Only costs 3.
Yep.
Um,
I'm actually being serious with Sabretooth. I would bring Sabretooth with him.
I would say I'd be looking at my 3 threat models a lot because he's already expensive as is.
Yep. Venom's in Crossbones, possibly.
I feel like you have to sell Venom to me for almost any circumstance now. They've said that they plan to do some touch-ups on Web Warriors after like their other next 3 things. I could see Venom getting brushed up.
Viper?
Oh, Viper's a 3 threat model who can do multiple attacks and throw stuff out there. She's fine.
Oh, Venom's a 4.
Yeah. Does she support Malekith? Here's the thing. What does
he doesn't
Malekith
really need support. He doesn't.
Like,
he needs someone to run and grab shit.
Incinerate. He needs he doesn't need
Incinerate
shit.
is good for him.
He doesn't need shit, but he uses Incinerate. He could use somebody passing out Stagger, making him more defensive by making people take away people's actions. Objective runners, Quicksilver.
Yeah, like I'd bring Toad, Black Cat.
Oh, definitely Black Cat.
I would also say, if anything, just bodies to benefit from Dark Council. Since if you take a bunch of heavy hitters, you're going to be limited on body count, so you're going to run out of potential Dark Council activations on a good round. And even just a little bit of extra movement and a little bit of healing could take an unlucky roll on one of your squishies, and just patch them up a little bit, give them that little bit of extra power.
Hood.
It's not incredible, but it is good.
I would take Hood.
Hood would not be a bad idea. Oh my God,
would be
even
interesting. Because
Deadpool
remember, Hood
might be a good choice.
Hood can heal.
Hood has the heal.
And
while it does inflict bleed, that's not that big a deal. Because 1 damage to the end of Malekith's activation, assuming he's not almost dead,
is who gives a shit. And then when you need to flip him, he could tear something up, and then you just fucking heal it off yourself.
Hood would be interesting.
Hood would be a good choice.
Because Hood also brings you long-range mystic attacks, so Hood can park it if you're on a scenario where Malekith needs to be forward, because Malekith is absolutely your front line. Malekith is not a backline support heavy, or a midfield support, or a midfield ranged fighter. He is front line, front and center. I'm going to deck you across the schnoz.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, you're not gonna be
Hood
bringing
and Black Cat.
Hood and
Those
Black
are 2
Cat.
I would bring.
Someone who can give him rerolls would not be amiss. Like, honestly,
Baron Zemo wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, Zemo would be good.
That's a perfect core 4 people. Done.
The rerolls won't help you trigger Cloak of Shadows because the modified dice step comes after resolve criticals. But rerolls are good.
I mean,
And it just helps mitigate getting an unfortunate, unlucky roll.
who's in
Yeah.
Cabal that has really? Oh my God! You know who? Okay,
Cabal's got a lot.
God,
Yeah.
bring
That's
bring
what's
Red Skull.
Okay,
why.
justify Red Skull's cost to me.
Here you go. Malekith, have another activation.
I actually don't know if that. I mean, well, that would be terrifying. You're probably bringing both of Malekith's tactic cards,
Mm-hmm.
so you're probably already a little tight for not
Red
Malekith's tactic
and
cards.
have Red Skull's tactic card have Med Pack, or
You can't
wherever
take Med Pack.
whatever the equivalent is
Patch
now
up.
for patch up.
So we're not taking it. Got it.
But yeah, you can give him an extra action. He also has the beam attacks. You could
I'd
do a
still-
horrible things with
I
those
would
combo.
still rather not bring a 4-point model with him.
Like honestly,
avoid
3
it.
threat models. Baron Mordo is Cabal affiliated randomly.
Yeah, Baron Mordo too.
Yeah, true.
Here, have more dice.
Yeah.
Like he
Oh,
needs
no.
more dice.
Oh no, your blood pool is only 5 dice. I'll take care of that for you.
Yeah, Baron Mordo just being like, here, have 2 more dice for your attack
So
at the cost of
You
1
know,
health.
I would actually bring some fast models. I would actually think about like bringing Spider-Man, like one of the Spider-Men or Gwen, Spider-Gwen.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
maybe.
I mean, I would rather have, if I was going to bring a fast model, I would rather bring like Quicksilver.
Black Cat and Quicksilver are the ones I'm thinking.
Oh, Scourge is also Cabal. Okay, Scourge feels like a good choice.
God damn it.
Okay, yeah.
So Hood, Scourge, Black Cat, possible Quicksilver, Baron Zemo,
And then just make your list out of those
others,
5.
and others.
Well, at that point,
And
then,
others.
if I was having the 10, I would still bring Red Skull.
Whatever you have
Because-
painted really well that you can actually get in your painting competition portion.
It's not too late to buy more models and paint them like 80s cover band extras.
I really do. I'm gonna get
I mean,
his
I may-
base is gonna have
may
a
have
giant
to do that
shark
now.
on it. I'm just gonna put a shark on it, so he's jumping over the shark.
That honestly, we're gonna have to see how the game continues for a little while. Because Malekith is not, I wouldn't say he's jumping the shark just yet for game design.
Really?
Look, this is an incredibly powerful model who, from a first initial reading of his card discussing his tactics, does not have any as many glaring or immediate shortcomings as we would expect. Now you're paying for that because he is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I say this as I've repeated on here 1,000 times. Playing Black Order, it's 1 point cheaper. I would rather pay for it. I'm used to playing down.
Yeah.
And all of my models are cheaper, so I can now bring more.
I think that's going to be the problem. Is he's going to get swarmed. He's going to take out a lot of shit, but he is going to be the main target of everything.
And you know what? It's going to take you 4 rounds unless you spike to take him out.
Yep.
Good. Now, all my other shit gets to do everything else.
That's
Okay.
Malekith.
Honestly, he is someone I'm
Bullshit.
very fascinated to see. I would be very fascinated to see play data with. Is he everything we think he's going to be? Is he going to have shortcomings which come up more in play as people start? Because Dormammu is also very powerful, but didn't take off nearly to the extent. I mean, he was super expensive, and people were just like, "That's cool," but I have rosters already.
Yeah, but his really expensive and this one's really expensive are 2 very different, really expensive cost benefit.
Yeah.
I think it was also Dormammu was just like, I also don't really tie into any existing ecosystems or affiliations. You work for me now.
Yeah.
And this model looks cooler than Dormammu.
Also true.
Way much.
Which
All
that
right.
was a huge selling point. Why I didn't get Dormammu.
Gentlemen, I think that's it.
All right, guess I'll play Cabal now.
Welcome to the evil side. All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Just want to remind you, August 20th, we will be doing Extra Life.
Extra Life.
Come join us. Help us raise money for sick kids.
Yay, children.
We are going to be publishing an agenda soon. Ooh.
An
That'd be the first
agenda for
time.
the children. Yeah. All right, game off.
Game off.
Bye.